Now at 5, a Missouri lawmaker considers reforming property tax laws after 80 counties are found out of compliance. Plus, Joplin teachers start the year off with the rah-rah celebration, and
President Trump prepares to meet Russia's President Putin for a high-stakes summit. I'm Willie James Inman in Anchorage, Alaska with details.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
It's an issue that could make a difference for your family's budget. The property value assessment process is expected to be a topic in the upcoming Missouri legislative session. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. 80 counties were informed by the Missouri State Tax Commission they were out of compliance with state law and they needed to raise property assessment values. Some, like the Newton County Assessor, have refused to raise their valuations by the requested amount. In response, the State Tax Commission has voted to withhold assessment maintenance funds, more than $100,000 in Newton County alone. The Commission's actions are drawing criticism from some lawmakers, like Missouri State Representative Dirk Deaton, who sat down with KOAM to discuss why he now wants to see reform.
Unelected entity bureaucrats would try to tell elected officials who are elected for the sole and express purpose of assessing properties how they should be assessing those and what market value is. They're the ones elected to do that. They're in the best position to do that. And if the people feel they're doing an inappropriate job of them, they have the recourse of electing somebody else.
Tonight on KOAM News at 6, we're going to hear more from Representative Deaton about what reforms he wants to see for property value assessments and taxes. Mercy Hospital has announced a new partnership with Children's Mercy in Kansas City. They hope to bring expanded pediatric services and specialized care to Southwest Missouri. Children's Mercy will manage Mercy's hospital based in specialized pediatric care starting this November. Say this will strengthen the coordination between providers and improve access to care for children. We're going to hear from the president of Mercy Springfield tonight at 6. Joplin teachers get some of the fanfare they deserve to start the year. The rah-rah is a tradition at the start of each academic year as teachers and staff get together for this pep rally. The administration showcases exceptional employees and achievements.
See how unified the district is and how everybody is kind of there to support each other and create like a big welcoming atmosphere and just kind of setting the standard for how the school year will go.
The Joplin Public School year begins next Wednesday. It's hot out there. Maybe you've noticed. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
It is hot outside, and in fact, it's going to get even a little bit hotter as we go through the next few days. We're going to be heating up into the upper 90s. Plus, our humidity is kicking back in, so that means those heat index are going to be back up there, hundreds to about 103 as we go through the next several days. We do actually have a heat advisory in effect until next Monday. A little bit of rain. Ooh, I did a terrible job spelling winds. A little cooler late next week. A whole lot going on. We have partly cloudy skies across the region. Let me walk you through time. So by morning, we are sitting into the mid-70s. Once we get into the afternoon, temperatures upper 90s for afternoon highs. Outside right now, we are sitting at about 93 in Joplin, 94 in Pittsburgh. Of course, we're going to leave that heat.
And we'll get that mic issue corrected as well. Thanks, Doug. President Trump is getting ready for his high-stakes meeting tomorrow with Russian President Vladimir Putin, where the number one topic is going to be the war in Ukraine. The one-on-one talks are set to take place at a military base near Anchorage. Willie James Inman is in Anchorage with the latest.
President Trump says Russian President Vladimir Putin does not want to mess with him ahead of their face-to-face meeting Friday to discuss ending the war in Ukraine.
I think that President Putin would like to see a deal. I think if I weren't president, he would take over all of Ukraine.
The president once again stressed that the more important meeting will be one that includes Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
I think President Putin will make peace. I think President Zelensky will make peace. We'll see if they can get along.
When asked if he will offer Putin access to rare minerals in exchange for ending the conflict, President Trump said, "We're going to see what happens." The two leaders will meet for the first time since 2019 at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson outside of Anchorage. But going in, many see the summit as a win for Putin.
for Putin is it's his opportunity to try to strengthen that bond with President Trump.
Andrea Kendall Taylor is a former U.S. intelligence official who specialized in Russia.
I think to me this summit is first and foremost Putin's ploy to buy more time as he continues a major offensive in Ukraine's east and continues to pummel Ukrainian cities.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with the British Prime Minister Thursday to discuss tomorrow's meeting. Ukraine is not part of the summit, but European leaders have urged President Trump to push for a full ceasefire before discussing exchanging any territory. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Anchorage, Alaska.
Now, in addition to the war in Ukraine, a Kremlin aide said the leaders will also discuss possible economic cooperation between Washington and Moscow. Still ahead, how the summertime heat makes exercising a challenge.
Temperatures are soaring in many parts of the country. I'm Karen Hua with how to exercise safely in this extreme heat.
And a study looks at the biased language differences on medical forms for specific patients. Those stories next in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, clinicians are more likely to doubt the medical records of black patients compared to white patients. A Johns Hopkins University study showed the language used in medical records for black patients frequently differed from the language used for the white patients. For example, saying the patient claims or insists they have symptoms. Researchers say if health records reflect clinicians' unconscious biases, it can impact the quality of care patients receive. Quitting smoking can help people be successful in quitting other substances. The National Institutes of Health found people who gave up cigarettes had a 42% improved chance of overcoming substance use disorder for alcohol or other substances. The study's authors say smoking cessation programs could be used to help people beat other addictions. Your late nights on weekends could be putting your health at risk. A Flinders University study identified a sleep disorder they call social apnea, where doing things on weekends like drinking, smoking, staying up late, they can disrupt the breathing of sleep apnea patients. That can heighten the risk of heart disease, depression, and dementia. Because most sleep studies are done during the week, the effects of social apnea are being missed, according to some researchers. It's one of summer's most burning questions. Just how dangerous is it to exercise outdoors during a heat wave like this? Karen Hu has more on how to get your workout in safely in the heat.
Millions of Americans are living in places experiencing very hot temperatures this week. A challenge for many like Andrew Horowitz in New York City, still trying to get his run in.
It gets much harder and I get much slower.
Celebrity trainer Kira Stokes says that's okay. On really hot days, modify your workout. Keep it low intensity, monitor heart rate, and limit the duration.
I always say it's not the time to go out and try to run a marathon. And we talk about consistency in fitness so often that it is so key to achieving your goals, but you need to have flexibility within your consistencies.
Nearly 120,000 people visited the emergency room for heat-related illnesses in 2023, according to the latest CDC data. People who exercise on hot days are more likely to suffer from dehydration and heat-related illnesses, according to the CDC. So here are the warning signs. Like being in a state of confusion, fever, and being unable to drink. CBS chief medical correspondent Dr. John LaPook says, pay attention to indicators of dehydration.
When you wake up in the morning, you are dehydrated. You know, you haven't had any water overnight. So the first thing you should do is have a glass or two of water. What happens when you get dehydrated is that your urine becomes more and more concentrated because your kidneys are holding on to the water and it gets more and more yellow.
Horowitz says anyone exercising in these elements should plan ahead.
I bring water and maybe an electrolyte drink or something like that.
Experts also recommend exercising during the cooler parts of the day and monitoring the temperature and humidity. Karen Hua, CBS News, New York.
The CDC says if you are working out in the heat, you feel faint or weak, you should immediately stop all activity and get to a cool place right away. That is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, Pay What You Can Farms becoming a national trend for fresh veggies.
And it looks like our temperatures heat up a little bit more over the next few days. We're going to look at that coming up. Not a bad Thursday for us today, just a little bit hotter than what we've seen so far this week. We've been slowly creeping up just a bit. Of course, remember we had showers, we had thunderstorms on Monday, or actually Sunday and Monday, and then since then, it's been dry. We do have a couple pop-up little guys down through parts of Arkansas, but it is Thursday. On Thursday, our new drought tracker updates. Now, this does account for the rain that we had on Sunday and Monday, but we did about a 3-week stretch. We didn't see much. We're not under a drought. It's just a little crispy. Jasper County, Newton County, a little crispier once you get down toward Table Rock Lake. So we want to get those chances for rain in here every few days. Not the next few, I can tell you that. All right, let me walk you through the next 48 hours. We're going to start here at Friday morning, a little muggier, a little warmer, mid-70s to start. By the noon hour, we're into lower 90s, and I think most of us are going to top out 96, 97, maybe 98 degrees. So your Friday, very similar to what we saw today, just a notch or two hotter than what we did see today. Let's go into Friday night. Temperatures only back down, mid-70s. Once again, let me take you into your first half of the weekend. Saturday, again, 96, 97 degrees. There could be an isolated thunderstorm. I'm going to keep it out of the forecast for this point in time. And then as we go into Sunday morning, again, mid-70s to start. So here's your Friday day planner. 75 in the morning, 93 by noon. High temp, 97 degrees. Quick check of your weekend, very consistent. 97 Saturday, 97 on Sunday, upper 90s, heat index about 100 to 103, maybe 105 in spots. Looks good right now, great shot. Indigo sky, casino and resort. You can see those mid and upper level cirrus clouds across the region. Through the evening, 80s, 70s, again, mid-70s for us tonight. It is hot out there. It's about 92, 93, 94. Once you get down toward Miami and Grove, heats up even a little bit more. Plus our humidity. You don't want to see dew points in the 70s in the summer months. That makes it feel, so let's say if our dew point's 72-ish, makes it feel kind of muggy to soupy across the region. Check out the heat index on Friday and also on Saturday. So about 100 to 105 for you on Friday. Let's look at Saturday, about 100 to 105 once again. So if you are going to be outside, make sure you drink plenty of fluids. All right, high pressure and charge moving right in over the weekend. That's what's going to cause this heat and the humidity. Now, by the middle of next week, it starts to retrograde a little bit back toward the west. We may get a couple waves in here that may try to give us a few showers and briefly cool us down, but overall the next 10 days, not looking the best. Sunday, we're going to be right back up into the mid-90s. Monday, right back up into the mid to upper 90s once again. So very consistent the next few days. Let's go 97s, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 98 on Monday. We are under a heat advisory for the next 4 days. That's a very low criteria heat advisory, but still, if you are going to be outside, just know that you can get heat exhaustion a little bit quicker with the higher heat.
Doesn't take long. You have to stay hydrated and stay cool if you can.
Yep.
Thanks, Doug. Drivers in Jasper County might want to look for a detour in the coming days. MoDOT crews are going to begin road work on Route 171 at Route 96 next Thursday. Contractor crews are going to be setting girders for the new Route 96 bridge over 171. All lanes during construction will be closed from August 21st through the 29th, and again September 2nd through the 5th. Those lanes will be open during the Labor Day weekend. Just ahead, see how Pay What You Can farms are helping families afford the high cost of veggies. Topping today's Consumer Watch, Air Canada is starting to cancel flights today ahead of a possible strike by its flight attendants. The union representing the company's 10,000 flight attendants has given notice that it could strike starting on Saturday if a new labor deal is not reached by then. Customers whose flights are canceled will be notified they are eligible for a full refund. The NBA has approved the sale of the Boston Celtics to an investment group led by businessman Bill Chisholm. The deal is valued at more than $6.1 billion. Chisholm will take a 51% ownership stake in the team when the deal is finalized. He'll have full control by 2028 at a price that could push the team's total value to over $7 billion. Amazon says its same-day grocery delivery service is now available in 1,000 cities and towns all across the U.S. The company is adding non-perishable food items to the service, which is free for Amazon Prime members for orders over $25. Non-members can order same-day delivery for a fee of $12.99. Amazon says it hopes to expand the service to more than 2,000 locations by the end of the year, all as the company aims to compete with rivals like Instacart and Walmart Plus. Some farmers are working to make healthy, fresh produce more accessible to everyone by offering shoppers the option to pay what they can. Natalie Brand introduces us to one of these farms and shows us why the concept is gaining traction nationwide.
Nestled in a busy urban Washington, D.C. neighborhood, Common Good City Farm provides a community oasis, a place to gather and connect over fresh produce.
Okay, so here we are.
And an option for shoppers to pay what they can.
People who are working on fixed income or lower end incomes really appreciate having not only the fresh food, but also the opportunity to name their price.
Executive Director Joya Wade says the nonprofit farm allows anyone who needs a little assistance a credit of up to $30 to load up on just picked fruits and veggies.
Today I have potatoes, some fresh green beans.
Bree Moore calls the farm a big help.
When you can feed your family healthy produce at a discount, what does that mean to you?
Health. It means that I'm able to provide my kids nice food.
It means that I could pay a gas bill, a light bill.
Some repeat customers also choose to give back by volunteering at the market, like retiree Levensis Jones.
We meet different people from all types, all walks of life.
The farm estimates it serves about 100 families each week and also operates a 24/7 pantry outside its gates. A USDA report revealed more than 47 million people lived in a food insecure household in 2023.
Everybody's got to eat. We all need food to live and to thrive, and the higher quality it is, the better we feel.
The concept has taken root at other community farms across the country, and it's something supporters hope will grow into a national movement. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Similar pay what you can farms have popped up in places in California, also Ferguson, Missouri, and in Denver, Colorado. Dollar General is recalling its 8-ounce Clover Valley instant coffee because of potential glass fragments mixed in. The recalled coffee have best buy dates of December 13th and 14th of 2026. The coffee was distributed to nearly all states. The FDA says no illnesses or injuries have been reported. Dollar General is investigating the source of the potential contamination, but says customers should stop using the coffee and call or email the company to request a full refund. Final check of the forecast up next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, what's the secret to successfully reshape a city and its economy for the future? We have a story of renaissance in the Rust Belt. Then on KOAM News at 6, reporter Samantha Walker examines the proposed changes in Missouri property tax laws and what they could mean for local families and counties. Plus, a preview of a sale of properties with delinquent tax payments in Southwest Missouri. And we'll preview the football season for Lamar and Monette High Schools. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. If you're going to be out there, be warned, it is really hot, Doug.
It is. Upper 90s over the next few days, but the humidity is going to be high, so that's why we're going to have that high heat index. It's very hard to hit 100 degrees when you have high humidity. There's just too much moisture in the air. So it's a give or take. Do you want a heat index of 105, or do you want the actual temperature 105?
But you have to choose one or the other. So, it's tough. I think the heat index might actually be worse.
No, it makes it
dry
feel
heat
thick.
Doesn't seem so bad. Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.